Simon & Schuster Audio presents A Race to the Bottom of Crazy, Dispatches from Arizona, by Richard Grant, read by Raphael Corkhill. For Isabel June Grant. The Great Seal of the state of Arizona depicts the sun behind mountain peaks, a dam, a reservoir, irrigated fields, and a cow. The only human is a miner with a mustache and a misshapen hat, leaning on a pick and shovel. This image was copied from a photograph of a real-life prospector named George Warren. As a boy, he was kidnapped by Apaches, held captive for 18 months, and then traded to some miners for 15 to 20 pounds of sugar. He learned miners' vices, drinking, gambling, lying, double-dealing, and in 1877, he managed to finagle ownership of a mining claim in the Mule Mountains near the town of Bisbee. It was 1/9 of a motherlode that became known as the Copper Queen, one of the richest copper mines in history. After a few rounds of whiskey, however, Warren got into a heated argument with his drinking companion about the relative speed of men and horses. He bet his share of the Copper Queen that he could outrun a man on a horse over 100 yards. Once the wager was made, he placed a stake in the ground at the 50-yard mark, believing a tight turn would give him the advantage. But he lost the race, and the bet, to the amusement of the spectators, and spent the rest of his life in alcoholic penury. At one point, he sold himself into peonage in Mexico, and his latter years were spent sweeping floors and cleaning spittoons. In 1910, an old photograph of Warren in his prospecting days was hanging on the wall of a Bisbee bank, where it was spotted by one of the men designing the state seal. They needed a miner to add to the rest of the tableau, and fate decreed that George Warren would be the human figure that Arizona presents to the world. Chapter 1. Going Home. In my late 50s, with a younger wife and a 4-year-old daughter, I decided to move back to Tucson, Arizona. I had based myself there for more than 20 years as an expatriate Englishman and traveling freelance journalist. I missed the rugged forested mountain ranges rising out of the desert like islands in the sky, the 100-mile views in the clean, parched air, hiking, camping, old friends, the chile kick in the food, carne asada grilled over mesquite coals and diced up in a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?